Pack Friday. Some more Vikings questions coming in. From this one from Southern Exile. Love the show and the purple positivity we're enjoying so far. 2 quick things. When you all did preseason predictions, I'm not sure if any of you predicted more than 10 wins for this team. 10 was the minimum that we predicted. I think Declan and I had him on 11.
You did.
Judd had him on 10.
6.
You did.
Yeah, 11-6.
We are 3 wins away from the 10-win mark with 9 games to go. What has been the biggest surprise from this team so far? Is it Kirk's clutchness? Is it Donna Shell's bend but don't break defense? Something else? Are you 3 willing to make a mid-season prediction of what the Vikings' final record will be? We could pick the schedule here if you want to. Let's pick the schedule. Let's fire this up.
Okay. Let's do it.
Okay. Okay, so they're 7-1 right now.
Yep.
Okay. Let's go. Let's see here. Judd. We'll start with Judd, Dex, Phil. I'm just making a little grid here on my notebook.
I gotta look at this.
So this weekend against Buffalo, I know we're probably spoiling the Purple Pick segment on Purple Daily here a little bit, but we will dive in deeper. So I guess at Buffalo, what's your gut say right now?
Loss.
Yep.
I think this is a loss. Even if it's Casey Keenum, that defense is good. It's on the road. The weather's going to be tough. It's a loss for me.
Yeah, I agree. It kind of feels that's the defense that you have to be worried about just as much. So it kind of feels like a loss.
Don't forget my hot take from Monday. They were going to go on a 4-game win streak against they were going to win all these 4. Dare I go against that? I don't think so. Upset victory.
Find out Monday
win for you. Okay.
on Purple Daily.
Okay, home against Dallas.
Win for me. It's a win. I don't buy the Cowboys. Mike McAdie. No, I can't do it. Done.
Hot take.
Oh, okay, I got it. Okay,
It's
so
a
we're gonna
W.
okay.
I'm
so
going-
you're going. Okay,
I'm
so you're
still
going
on my
4-0.
Are you just saying it's win? Okay.
I'm taking my
You're
sticking
going
with my hot
4-0.
take.
I just want to be clear. Because we'll fly through this. Okay. And then I have this one as a win too, I think. Okay, home against New England. Judd has it as a win. It's a short week. Dex.
Win for me too. That defense is really good. So I think it's the best in the NFL this season. But whether it's Zappy or Mac Jones, I like the Vikings on a short week and at home. So I'll take them to win.
I think they trip a little bit in this game. I think there's a short week Bill Belichick thing happening there that could be problematic. Then we go home against the Jets. Judd has it as a win. Declan.
That's a win for me.
Yeah, it's a win for me too, dog. Yeah, I think they beat that. I think the Jets are kind of frauds, but they could still sneak in. At Detroit, Judd.
That's a win.
Wow. Okay. That would be if that happens. That would be 11 straight wins on Judd's schedule.
Yeah, I'm just sticking with my hot take. But yes, I think you're going to win at Detroit.
Okay, Dex.
Yeah, that's a win at Detroit.
Yeah, it's a win. It's a win for sure. Okay, home against Jeff Saturday's Indianapolis Colts.
12 straight wins.
Yeah, just win.
12 straight. 12 straight for me.
It's a win. Okay, home against the Giants.
The Giants.
I'm going to say that's a loss. At some point in time, you're going to lose.
Kind of with Judd. I think it's just the law of averages. And the Giants are good. The Giants are a good team now. And I don't think you're just going to run the table. I don't believe you are. But I think there's a loss somewhere on this schedule. So I'll give it that to the Giants.
Okay, I have it as a win. I'm not fully drinking the Giants Kool-Aid. Okay, at Green Bay, January 1st.
I'm going to win.
Yeah.
I think the Packers are going to be so checked out by then that it's not going to be a great game. Win, Vikings.
That's a win for me too, Doug.
Man, I think it's a win.
It should be a win.
Ridiculous, dude. They're probably not even going to be playing Aaron Rodgers. The only way it's not a win to me is if the Packers come roaring back a little bit and they're playing for their playoff lives at home.
Yeah, I don't see them doing that.
In that case, it could be a Packers win.
Yep.
And then at Chicago.
And at this point, you very well could be going into this game with a realistic chance at the number 1 seed and a bye. Because Philadelphia is going to lose. They're going to lose some games.
Yeah.
At Chicago, you often trip up here. This is a win.
Wow. Okay.
I think it depends on the seeding and the situation, because it could just be a Nick Mullins-led Vikings team. Like, if they can't get the 1 seed, they're going to rest starters, and the game becomes basically irrelevant. So I'm actually just going to say that the Eagles have the 1 seed wrapped up by the time they play the Bears. And the outcome doesn't matter, but obviously to pick it, I'll say a win. I'll just say a win, but it doesn't matter to me.
Okay, it's a loss for me because I think they'll be locked in as the 2 seed at that point. And so that means, let's see here. Let me do some math. Holy crap. Okay, that means I have the Vikings at 13-4. Declan has them at 14-3, and Judd has them at 15-2.
Oh, hold on. Stella, where is it? You got. I use my system. Not to have this ready.
Wow. Okay. So 15-2, 14-3, 13-4. If you're looking for a kiss of death, there we go. We just gave it to you, Southern Exile.
If they do what I just said, they will be playing for that top seed. I'm convinced of it.
Oh my God. Well,
Like,
yeah,
if they're not
they
going
win,
to, yeah.
Yes. You just gave them a 4-0 record through the hardest part of their remaining schedule,
Right.
probably, right?
Yeah.
Buffalo.
My hot take. I'm not backing down from it.
Cowboys.
I'm not going to back down from it unless they disappoint me, in which case I'm going to fillet them.
Okay, let me give you, let's say you had to pick like an alternate version of their record the rest of the way. Where do you think it would fall?
Well, I think that they would lose to Buffalo, and then I think realistically, probably if they went through this 4-game stretch at 2-2,
Agreed.
you wouldn't melt down about it. You'd be pretty
And so
happy.
you go 2-2, and then maybe you lose another game or 2.
Yep.
You're still you're staring at a 12+ win season.
Yeah.
Even
Well,
yeah,
if
and
you
that-
sputter a little bit.
And that Giants game, like I said that they would lose it, but if they go 2-2 through this stretch, I think that there's a very viable chance that I would give that a win.
Yeah, I mean, even if went 5-4 through the next stretch, that's 12 wins, baby. Like I don't think that. And if again, the 4th loss could be a Bears game where you're just resting starters, and that loss doesn't mean anything. So really, it's 5-3 through 8 games, and with a throwaway game that you don't care about. So
Yeah.
probably 5 more wins.
Okay, Dougie McGee says, longtime listener from Bonnie, Scotland. I want to put it to all my Vikings brothers across the pond that it's time to embrace the grime. What I mean by that is we take games down to the dirty end where everyone else is uncomfortable, but not us. We thrive there.
Yep.
Kirk plays MVP level football. The defense makes unbelievable stops. Players like Dantzler make game-winning plays. It's got to the stage now where we know we're going to win. We believe we're going to do what it takes, and it manifests on the field. Is any other team this mentally strong? Watch the post-game locker room speeches. They're buying into what KOC is selling. He's got them spilling blood, sweat, and tears for each other. There's no offense-defense split. This is one team together in the end. Can anyone stand toe-to-toe with the Vikings in the dying minutes with the game on the line? There's a Rocky 3 moment down the line coming when we have to come back to face the Eagles, just like Rocky had to face Mr. T for a second time, Clubber Lang, and shock the hell out of them and the world with what we have become. Yes.
Football.
All right, we got it out. Thank you, Scott.
Oh, man. Anyone that makes a Rocky 3 reference has my respect. Absolutely.
He's right, though.
Rocky basically went and lost like 15 pounds, got mentally right,
Yep.
got faster, and ran circles around Clubber Lang in the second fight.
The buy-in of this team and the juxtaposition from what we saw last year is just so huge right now. And look, the 2022 Vikings have taken a page from the first time I recall hearing this phrase, the 1983 AL West champion White Sox winning ugly. Winning ugly. There's nothing wrong with it. And in football, it's almost encouraged.
Yep. Mike Zimmer kind of felt uncomfortable with it a year ago, and it just, I don't know, just they always were kind of resisting what their identity was, but, oh, man, this team's leaning into it. They're winning all
And
these
you
games.
said that last year about 15 times.
Yeah, well, we got to stop doing this. It's like, no, it's all good, man. Okay, Matt Hansen says, Bills fans like to put people through tables like they're the Dudley Boys.
Hell
one of
yeah.
the great tag teams in wrestling history.
Get the table.
So what tag team duo would the Vikings be? If the Bills are the Dudley Boys, which tag team duo are the Vikings?
Ooh, all right. Let's dig deep
So-
here a little bit, Phil.
Here's my thought on this. So the Vikings they steal wins, right? They're kind of they get out with the money. They're kind of like a heel tag team that sneaks out, or they're either like a face that gets beat all match and then steals a win at the end, or they're a heel that pokes a guy in the eyes or something.
So maybe a little bit of Los Guerreros, a little bit of Eddie and Chavo
cheat,
Guerrero.
lie, steal.
Lie, cheat, and steal. Your way to wins. I could see a little bit of that, little lying, cheating, and stealing.
Or are they, now with their newfound swag, are they more like the New Age Outlaws, where Kirk Cousins is coming out? He's like badass Billy Gunn, ass man.
Yeah.
And Kevin O'Connell is great on the microphone. He's the road dog, Jesse James. Oh, you didn't know? I
Or
could see it.
maybe they're not. I wouldn't say they don't really have an Edge and Christian to them. They don't really have a Hardy Boys high flying to them. Trying to think of like other really like the New Day is fun. They're a fun group, but I don't know if it characterizes.
The New Day. I could see the New Day.
You can see the New Day. It's
Just
New
kind of
Day,
a
yes,
fun,
it is.
likable bunch running around
Yeah.
playing trombones and stuff.
New Day rocks. Yeah, we could do that. Kirk Cousins rocks. Yeah, a little bit of New Day to them.
Zen's rocks. Okay. Let's think on that. Yeah, drop us some comments in the YouTube comment section to see that. Tim R says, how many Packer fans does it take to change a light bulb?
Nice,
3. 1 to change the bulb, and 2 to reminisce about how good the old bulb used to be.
I like it.
I love
That's
that.
pretty
actually.
funny. Yeah.
That's good.
Speaking of changing light bulbs, there's some things around the house that are just not meant for us incapable folks. That's why we have Finch Home Solutions to help.
And guess what? They can come to your house and quickly diagnose the problem. So, like, again, if there's flickering lights, that's a problem. Preventative measures, though, can take that problem off your plate, and that's where Finch comes in. Don't wait until something goes wrong. The best part is that Finch is offering a free home safety inspection to all fans of our shows. And be sure to tell Cody and his team that you heard about us on our shows as well. Special deals for Purple Daily customers. And, also, like, let's say you're thinking of it's getting cold outside, putting a hot tub in. Guess
I
what?
saw one on my walk today.
Finch Home Solutions comes to your house and does the electrical work first, which is so important. Just call them, 612-357-2604, or visit finchhomesolutions.com. Finchhomesolutions.com is the key to keeping your home safe.
Thanks to Federated Insurance also for helping with our business over the past several years at SKOR North and previously 1500 ESPN. And they've been around for over 100 years helping businesses maximize their level of success, in addition to helping businesses in the state of Minnesota from their headquarters in Owatonna. They also serve customers in 49 states and the District of Columbia. So whether you're inside the state of Minnesota or outside, Federated can help be a guiding hand for your business. Federatedinsurance.com, where it's our business to protect yours. Tim G says, I wanted to make a deep dive into our third quarter problems and see if I can come up with something to explain what's going on. So I broke down the third and fourth down conversions in each quarter for us and our opponents. Here are my findings. In the first quarter, the Vikings convert 58%, 33% for opponents. Second quarter, pretty much even. But in the third quarter, the Vikings convert just 25% of third and fourth downs versus opponents converting 54%.
Yep.
Fourth quarter, it flips again. Vikings at 57%. Opponents 38%. So the third quarter is the problematic quarter.
Yep.
It looks like the defense has a hard time getting off the field in the third, and the offense isn't helping. Why is the third quarter the bad quarter for the Vikings?
So I have no idea why. I have no idea, because this team, if this team was not well prepared at the start of games, I would say, okay, at the start of games and at the start of the third quarter, there's problems there. But they are well prepared. They're well coached. It's a great question. Is it partially a mental problem? What happens? Why would that quarter in particular? Because if this was in the fourth, I think you would say, okay, it's clear that this team is wearing down, right? So if they struggled in the fourth, you'd be like, okay, they played 3 hard quarters and it's not ideal, but they wear down in the fourth quarter. I don't know. I don't know why, but we know for a fact statistically, because there are several factors that tell us that quarter is just sort of one where the Vikings, and what's weird about it is the entire team doesn't play well.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's at some point I would think they're going to solve it, but yeah, the Cardinals game, you take that out, they basically have done nothing in the third quarter.
But what do they do? What happens? That's the good question. What can you put your finger on of why? Because I'm struggling with that.
I don't know. Yeah, I personally have No idea. It's, I don't know what they're doing at halftime. Are they just like, are they ripping shots of Goldschlager at halftime or something? I don't
Pass
know.
me that Surly. But, dude, it's the middle of the game. I don't care.
And then Aaron Hunt says, at what point do we have to bench Ed Ingram? The last 3 games, I feel he has been getting worse, not better. Are we able to wait it out, or we have to give somebody else a shot? He's going to get Cousins killed. He's been really bad. Really bad.
This team has shown no evidence, none, zero, of giving up on struggling players. Joseph, now his problem kicking is from 50 plus. But at the end of that game on Sunday, they were like, we're all in on our confidence here.
Yeah.
I would say this. From an observational standpoint, I don't disagree. I don't think he gets benched. Unless he gets hurt, I don't think he gets benched. When Kevin O'Connell gives up on a player, especially on that side of the football, it's going to be the first time. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the only player I can think of who's been benched in the first 8 games was in Philadelphia, where Dantzler definitely got benched. But then he came right back the next week. So
Yes.
I think that's it, right? And that's on defense.
I think you're correct. They've been very patient, and I do think they view Ed Ingram as the long-term solution at right guard, even though he's struggling as a rookie. And they feel like the rest of the offensive line has been at least good enough to not get Kirk totally killed, although he was pressured on almost 50% of his dropbacks against the Commanders.
Yep.
Not sustainable. You got to get that thing back down into like the 30-35% range or lower if you want to keep racking up wins like this. That could have if he didn't stand in there and throw that 35-yard dime to Justin Jefferson, then they probably don't win that game. So that was Kirk overcoming interior pressure from Ed Ingram's side. So, all right, there you go. There's your Feedback Friday here on Mackie and Judd. Some more wedding advice for Declan included today, if you missed that.
My advice was solid.
We'll get some more advice
Very
from
hurt.
Judd. We've had a cameo by Leaf Blowers and the Internet Gremlins. It's been quite the show here.
Active Friday.
Yes.
Xfinity tried to silence me, and I won't allow it to happen.
Never. You can find Vikings Vent Line right after Vikings Bills finishes up on Sunday on the Purple Daily YouTube channel. We'll see you guys.